You're listening to Sky Aspects with Cleopatra Jade. Enjoy, everyone. Hey, everyone. Jupiter went direct on February 4th in the sign of Gemini and will be stationing for quite a bit of time. So now that this planet is out of retrograde, I figured I'd upload a segment from the week of May 25th when Jupiter went into Gemini. This will serve as a nice recap of all the themes that's been occurring since Jupiter has been in this sign, and also give us an idea of how these next 4.5 months are going to play out. Jupiter is going to be in Gemini all the way until June of 2025, June 9th to be exact. And so this should give us some sort of guideline of what to expect these next 4 months, and also as this planet is in its post-shadow period and helping us revisit these themes of Jupiter and Gemini. Enjoy the recap, everyone. Once we get to Saturday, we'll have our third planet going into Gemini. Jupiter is finally leaving Taurus and entering Gemini for the first time in a little under 12 years. The last time this planet traversed Gemini was on June 11th of 2012, so just shy of that date. And one thing to note before I talk about the themes of this planet sign pairing, Jupiter in Gemini tends to run into snags. And that's because Jupiter happens to be in a condition called detriment when it's in Gemini. And this is due to the fact that Jupiter rules Sagittarius, Gemini's opposite. So some of these energies at the lower end could be harsh when they're harsh. At the harmonious end, they could be great when they're great. So sometimes there could be a blending of the energies, and other times it could be like a tug of war within this. Gemini is about the details and logic and left brain thinking, while Sagittarius is about the big picture and conceptualizing and abstract things. And so when these energies collide, it can definitely be uncomfortable. But does this mean we're going to have a horrible time in this energy? Absolutely not. If anything, with the positive ends of this, we're going to have a good time in this, and it'll be a lot of fun and energizing. So with having Jupiter here, we'll get a significant need to communicate. This energy is going to inflate the need to be very social. On top of that, we'll feel a significant urge to explore things that pique our curiosity under this energy. In other words, we'll use these next 12 months to venture out on a quest for knowledge and whatever stimulates our minds. It's a time to seek truth in a data-driven sort of way as well. With energy like this, some of this exploration can look like taking a more fact-based approach when it comes down to our philosophies. So this could be a time of studying various theoretical things while also researching for evidence-based approaches and apply them to those things. And because of this too, we'll also take a more logical approach when it comes down to discovering universal truths. Needless to say, we'll be knowledge hungry when it comes down to left brain stuff and right brain stuff in this energy. The cool thing too is it helps us keep a more open mind when it comes down to these things. And it's because of the eagerness to expand our minds with energy of this nature. Overall, it's a time to blend the conceptual and big picture thinking with our more analytical side. And because of this, we'll explore our beliefs and philosophies from many different angles. And with this open-minded approach, there will be a bigger need to be objective about things. When this energy is at ease, it may be easier than typical to pivot when it comes down to our opinions, especially ones that have kept us stuck for so long or believing in an old doctrine that no longer serves us. So it could be a time to really expand our minds and use the art of objectivity. Another area we may be interested in exploring through this time is our own backyard. Even though Jupiter is about long distance travel, and with this it doesn't mean that we won't seek that stuff out, because that'll also be something else we'll find ourselves planning. This could be a time where we feel more interested in our own neighborhoods. It could be a period where we start to understand the world better through our local area. Sometimes this could be hitting up cultural things and events that maybe we haven't tried yet, or trying cuisine from a diverse neighborhood in our local area. And with all of these outings, the need for communication and socializing is going to be very strong in this energy. As a matter of fact, it might feel more enunciated than typical. It's a phase to connect and participate in outings and even travel with people with an upbeat tone. Because again, travel from a faraway place is not off the table just because Jupiter is in Gemini. If anything, we might feel curious enough to explore a place that we've wanted to explore for a while that happens to be far away. Another cool thing about this feature is it tends to bring in a comical tone. So some of our social interactions will be more upbeat, they'll be funnier, they'll be breezier. And because of this pairing's social tones, It'll be a time to gather with friends or make new acquaintances or friends for that matter. Some of these new connections could have been right under our noses the whole time and we just didn't notice them. And this may be a period where it finally takes off. With energy like this, it could be a time of making new acquaintances or friends during a trip, or even meeting someone online that ends up being a lifelong pal. Some of the other relationships that'll get a significant focus under this energy is through immediate family. And by immediate family, I mean the relationships to siblings, cousins, aunts, and uncles. This could be a period of significant growth in those areas. Or having experiences where they're traveling to you and vice versa. If you live far away from these people, this might be a time where you're starting to connect and meet up with one another by traveling to them and vice versa. Coming back to the need for knowledge in this energy, this could be a time where we have this unquenchable thirst for education. So this could be a period of diving into a good book, getting lost in documentaries, doing other things that pique your curiosity, that give you mental stimulation that you're looking for. It could be a period to brush up on fundamental subjects or even look into higher education. Or buy pocket courses on some of those online sites that offer classes on various different subjects. One of the other things that pops up in Gemini energy is trendiness, which is something else that can get a significant boost under this energy. So something that might have been overlooked can suddenly become trendy under an energy like this. Also, it could be a time where we're noticing that there's a lot of buzz around publishing, news, and tech in energy like this. So this could be a time with a lot of stories, whether it's celebrity gossip or any type of gossip for that matter, or massive stories in the news about various different topics, or more or less just a lot of news about new tech that's being developed. One of the other big things with this energy is opportunities tend to come out of nowhere with an energy like this. Jupiter is our lucky planet. Of course, we have to apply ourselves in order for that luck to happen. But within Gemini energy, sometimes our curiosity may help us stumble on something fortunate. One of the other things that can happen within this energy is our luck can come from leaving our options open. In other words, this isn't a time to put all of our eggs in one basket, especially when it comes down to any objectives that we have for ourselves. So through this energy, it's important to expand our reach in a variety of ways because it gives us ample opportunities to experience fortunate moments. Of course, there is a lower vibration to this, as there is anytime a planet changes signs, and this is no different. And because of the nature of this energy, like I said earlier, Jupiter combined with Gemini is not one of the best placements. It's not to say that we won't have all the lovely things that come with it, because there are a lot of lovely things that do come with it. However, it can run into some hiccups because Jupiter tends to have a different agenda than Gemini and vice versa. So energy like this could lead to a lot of scatteredness and wiredness and nervousness. We need to be careful not to overthink and not to expend so much energy mindset wise and go down a rabbit hole because we're craving so much stimulation we don't know when to stop. Because this energy is so scattered, we could feel a lack of focus in this energy at times. You know, it was like I was saying with the other Gemini transits that we have going on. Sometimes that multitasking can get out of hand, and with this, with Jupiter being in Gemini, it can blow up in such a big way. And I don't mean that in a catastrophic way. I mean in a way where we just bite off way more than we can chew and we reach a bottleneck. So we need to be careful not to be the butcher, baker, and candlestick maker in this energy at all. Another side to this energy is not telling the truth. On a lower end, we could be dealing with fibbery. We could be dealing with people who stretch the truth completely. Sometimes it's unintentional, and sometimes it can be intentional in this energy. And speaking of, sometimes within energy like this, we could see an uptick in malicious gossip, which could also go back to stuff that we're seeing in the media with this energy as well. And due to the dry nature of Gemini, we need to be aware of saying things that aren't cold and cutting. So yeah, what a massive week of planetary transits. It's going to be a very energizing 7 days. The pace is really going to change from all that Taurian energy we have. I mean, we still have 2 more planets in Taurus. We have Mercury in Taurus and we have Uranus in Taurus, but Mercury will soon be out of Taurus, and that will really shift the dynamics, and it is go time again. But anyway, I hope you all have the best week ever. Later, and see you in the next episode.